What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Bokman's vlog. Just want to thank you all for joining me today, and also just mention Happy New Year. It's 2023. I can't believe we're already here, but I just want to thank you for tuning in, taking the time to stick with me, and I hope you get some value out of this video. I did a video a few months ago saying how I would be doing more content, and obviously I did not do that, and that also has a lot to do with this video. But for this particular video, I wanted to share with you my experience doing 75 hard, which I'm currently doing, and I want to explain to you the impact that it's having on my life. At the same time, also want to be a little bit vulnerable and share with you my story, which I really haven't done fully in the past. And I hope lots of value is taken from this. So first and foremost, I'm doing the 75 Hard Challenge by Andy Frisella. If you don't know who Andy Frisella is, I just highly recommend you just Google him. He's a highly successful CEO, entrepreneur, has a podcast for the last few years called Real Talk. I suggest you listen to the podcast. You may not agree with everything that he talks about, but I do. I relate to him, and I get a lot of motivation from listening to him. So I suggest you just check it out if you have the opportunity to. So let's just get right into it. Let's talk a little bit about 75 Hard and what it is. 75 Hard is a challenge created by Andy Frisella, basically to create discipline in people, because let's just be honest, we're not all born with discipline, right? It's something that is acquired over time, and nobody really teaches how to create discipline. And someone such as myself that has been, training sports my entire life, I always thought I had some type of discipline, but this program is teaching me that I really didn't. So what is 75 Hard? 75 Hard is a 75-day program where you must complete 2 workouts a day. They have to be at a minimum of 45 minutes. One of the workouts must be outdoors, so it does not matter what the weather condition is. It might be below 0. You're still gonna have to go outside. So 2 workouts, one outdoor workout. The next thing that you need to do is you need to be able to read 10 pages a day. This is the minimum, right? You need to take a progress picture. So a picture of yourself every single day. You have to drink 1 gallon of water. Very difficult, very difficult. And I'm gonna do another video on tips and tricks that you can do to help you during this process, that have been helpful for me, but I'll save all that information for another time. And also, you can't have any alcohol. You have to follow some type of diet. Apologize, that's my dog in the background. Give me 1 second. I'm doing this video on the fly, so it is what it is. So no cheat meals, no alcohol, none of those things. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? You just have to follow a specific diet. 0 deviations. If you deviate, you start back at 0, right? So that is the 75-day challenge in a nutshell. 2 workouts a day, 1 outdoors, gallon of water, progress picture, no cheat meals, no alcohol, drink your gallon of water. And you do all these things for 75 days. And so I'm doing it, and I'm on day 32 today, and I will tell you that is extremely potent stuff. And what sparked me to do this video was yesterday at the end of our sales meeting, I started talking about the benefits that I see this having on my life. And I can honestly say, as I said to my sales team yesterday, and I'll say it now to everyone that's listening to this, this is probably the first time in my life, if I'm being honest with myself, that I've ever stuck to something like this for this amount of time. Yeah, First time in my life that I've stuck with something like this. And I've tried other things in the past, but nothing has ever really stuck like this. This feels like it's important to me. And there's a reason that I decided that I wanted to do it, because I've known about it for a long time. I just never did it. Never thought I needed it. But as I dug in a little bit deeper and started to listening to a few things in the beginning of the year, I realized that this is something that I really needed. So I'm going to just share with you a story about my past, and why I think this is so potent for right now. In my past, I've always been successful. I just turned 43 years old, so for a good part of my life, I was working in the corporate world. And I've shared this story before. I was a medical device rep, but what I haven't shared in the past was, I would get a job. I would be super excited, super pumped, like most people are when they get a new job. And I would do really, really, really well, right? Every company I worked for, I just blew it out the park. But something happened during the time at some of these companies where, I would do really, really, really well, and then it would just fizzle out, right? The discipline, the drive, everything would just fizzle out. And what happened to me, because I was a sales rep, especially in the corporate world, this is something that they don't talk about on the news, but when you're a sales rep working for these Fortune 500 or large corporations, in my case, medical device companies, you're just a number, and you're put into a sink or swim situation. So you get this job with this medical company, they give you like a few days worth of training, and then it's like out the door, go do what you got to do, right? And so some people are really successful like that, other people are not. For me, I was really successful, then it would fizzle out. And then what would happen to me is I would be fired, or I would go to another position. And this was my cycle for, let's just say, well over 15 years. So for 15 years of my life, I would go get a job, great pay, probably something that most people would die for. I would do those jobs for a few months, I would fizzle out, and then I would either get fired or I would move on to another position. And this was basically my life for a very, very long time. And I was successful in the sense that I had money, I had things, I was able to go and do things, buy things, but really I was just like another person in this world, just a consumer, trapped in the matrix, trapped in the rat race. And then I would say, 8 years ago, prior to getting into real estate, is when I really changed my life, and really started doing all the things that you need to do to level up in life, right? So meditating, journaling, fitness, reading, all the things that successful people say you need to be doing. And I was actually doing all of those things. So it was perfect timing. And I learned about wholesaling and real estate. And at that time, I quit my job and went full force into real estate and wholesaling. And here we are, right? 7 years later, I've built a successful business, and I've gained a lot of knowledge, but here we are, I'm still at this point where something is starting to fizzle out, and I'm only able to go as far as I can go. And 75 hard is giving me what I need. And so when I was in the sales meeting yesterday, telling my team, just being honest with them, this is literally the first time in my life where I've done something for 30 days straight. And I can already see how it's having an impact on me. I am realizing how much time is being wasted throughout the day. I am realizing that if you truly want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way to make it happen. And 75 Hard teaches you those exact same principles. Every day is going to create its own set of challenges. But when you wake up with the mindset of, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna get that shit done, no matter what, that is when your life starts to level up. And I will tell you, for me personally, I already feel it, which is why I'm doing this video, because it's sparking so much creative energy inside of me that I need to let it out. It's that important to me that I finish this program, because I know, I can already see how it's having an impact on me. It's making me way more creative. It's firing up my brain, especially during those outdoor workouts when I'm by myself. And that little voice in my head is telling me, what the fuck are you doing out here? It's hot. Why are you walking this long? Or whatever the case may be, why are you still doing this? It's sharpening me. It's making me kill that voice. Because every single day, there's that little voice. Most people call it the bitch voice. Every single day, that bitch voice will pop into your head and it will tell you to take it down a notch, to not do this thing today, to not do that thing today. It's okay if we skip this workout. It's okay if we eat this piece of pizza. It's okay. But that's a slippery slope. It's not okay, actually, right? So I am doing this program because I decided a few weeks ago, I'm ready to level up again. I'm not happy with this life. I want to live a better life. And I know that there's way more out there for all of us. And so I'm going to get up and I'm going to get the fuck after it. So I wanted to just share the story, a little bit of vulnerability about my past, how I never really lived up to my expectations. I've never really, even though I've done a lot of things, I've never really done it to the fullest of my capability that I know that I can do. And this program is helping me see that. It's that important to me. So I hope you get something out of this video. I don't want to do this too long, so we can get into a lot of things. But I just wanted to share with you my experience. I keep telling myself I'll pretty much die before I quit. I'm still not even halfway there yet, close. So I'll keep doing these videos. The next video that I'm gonna do is gonna be on just some tips, things that are helpful, that I think if you're gonna take on this challenge, some of the tips that I provide will be helpful for you to be able to make sure you complete it. But just wanna document and share my experience this way versus social media posts and things like that. So you hear a lot of people say, just be authentic, tell your story. So yeah, this is my story of me just being honest and just saying that, I never really lived up to my potential in the past. And social media makes it really easy to project to the world at how well you're doing. But really, when you peel back the curtains and you see what's going on behind closed doors, a lot of people are definitely struggling. I wouldn't say that I'm struggling, but I would say I'm struggling to find out my purpose in life. And I'm starting to realize that purpose is two things. One is living my authentic life, meaning, live life on my own terms. And second is to give back to people, to help people and lift them up as well. And so I hope that part of this video and the content that I create moving forward will be of service to other people, and to let them know you're not alone. Your trials and tribulations, can be shared by many people around the country. But just to let you know you're not alone, and everything that you're going through, we can pass through those things together, right? With the right mindset. So for me, discipline, when they say discipline equals freedom, I'm starting to realize what that means. And yeah, I can already feel the freedom, the discipline, the drive overtaking me. And I'm only at day 32, so I can't imagine how I'm gonna feel at day 75. And one thing I will say also is I'm also getting in great fucking shape. I went from doing 3 to 4 workouts a week to 14. So 75 Hard is making me look at other aspects of my life, right? So recovery. I can't work out the way I used to work out. I have to figure out new things. So constantly evolving. And I think that's what life is for all of us to evolve. So anyway, I won't hold this anymore. We're 15 minutes into it. I'm sure I can keep talking. I just want to say thank you for continuing to watch these videos. And I make it a promise, and I'm holding myself accountable here, and I want you to hold me accountable too, is to make sure I keep creating this content. I will create different types of content throughout the year. We are going to still talk about real estate. We are going to talk about wholesaling, but we're also going to talk about other things, such as 75 Hard, such as fitness, such as nutrition. We're going to talk about men's work and why I think that's super important. That'll be one of my videos that I make about my journey through men's work and how that helped my relationship with my wife and my child. So I'm going to do things a little bit different, and I hope you continue to be with me on this journey. I thank you for tuning in. Have a great fucking day, and look forward to seeing you again. If you get any value out of this, please like, share, comment. It's all appreciated. Thank you. Have a blessed day.